Welcome to Naptime Theories, a place where science meets softness and curiosity comes with comfort. Tonight, we're taking a slow, quiet journey through the human story of sickness and healing. We'll explore ancient cures and forgotten rituals, Greek theories and medieval prayers, microscopes, vaccines, and the strange beauty of the human body fighting to survive. So take a breath, settle into your pillow, and let's drift gently through the science of sickness. Long before hospitals, before doctors, even before language, humans faced the same fragile truth we all still know today, that our bodies can break. Cuts, fevers, coughs, mysterious pains and sudden chills, the body failing, and no idea why. In the earliest times, illness wasn't biological, it was spiritual. Bad dreams, strange weather, an angry God. These were the stories people told themselves when someone they loved fell ill. In Mesopotamia, healers were also priests. They used herbs, yes, but also prayers, chants, and sacrifices. They believed illness came from demons, and healing meant casting those spirits out. In Egypt, around 1500 BCE, a medical text called the Ebers Papyrus listed over 700 treatments, including garlic for the heart and honey for wounds. Surprisingly, many of those remedies worked. Not because they understood microbes, they didn't, but because they paid attention to nature and learned through trial and error. Even without knowing why, they learned how. In Greece, a new idea took root, that sickness wasn't just magic, it was imbalance. Hippocrates introduced the four humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. He believed that keeping those fluids in balance kept the body healthy. Though the theory was wrong, it changed everything. For the first time, doctors started observing, listening, and documenting. They wrote case studies. They searched for patterns. They treated the patient, not the spirit. In Rome, medicine became practical. Doctors like Galen expanded on Greek knowledge, while Roman engineers built aqueducts, baths, and sewage systems. They didn't understand germs, but they understood that clean water and clean streets could save lives.
Then came the fall of Rome, and much of that knowledge was lost, at least in Europe. In the Middle Ages, medicine became mystical again. Churches and monasteries were the centers of care. Sickness was believed to be divine punishment or a test of faith. People carried herbs not for healing, but for protection from bad air. During the Black Death, which killed tens of millions, no one knew what was happening. But even in the darkest hours, the flame of knowledge didn't die. In the Islamic world, medicine flourished. Scholars like Avicenna wrote vast encyclopedias of medical knowledge. His book, The Canon of Medicine, blended Greek, Roman, and Middle Eastern ideas. It became one of the most influential texts in medical history. Then came the Renaissance, a rebirth of curiosity. People began opening up the human body, quite literally, in search of the truth. Anatomists and artists worked together. Vesalius dissected cadavers and sketched muscles and organs. Leonardo da Vinci studied the human form with breathtaking precision. And then came the microscope. For the first time, humans saw the world beyond the eye. Blood cells, fibers, tiny creatures. A hidden world quietly shaping our health. We were no longer just guessing. We were beginning to see. In the 1800s, one discovery would change medicine forever: germ theory. Louis Pasteur proved that bacteria could cause infection. Joseph Lister introduced antiseptic surgery. Robert Koch identified specific microbes behind deadly diseases. Suddenly, things made sense. Diseases weren't caused by imbalance or bad air, but by invisible invaders. Doctors started washing their hands. Hospitals began sterilizing equipment. Surgery became survivable. The war against sickness had a new battlefield, and now we could finally fight back.
The next breakthroughs came fast. Edward Jenner's vaccine against smallpox laid the foundation for immunization. Penicillin, discovered by Alexander Fleming, opened the age of antibiotics. In a few decades, humanity went from helpless against infection to almost invincible. We developed insulin for diabetes, transfusions for blood loss, chemotherapy for cancer, X-rays to see inside the body, and machines to keep failing organs alive. Science had become not just a way to heal, but a way to extend life itself. Today, medicine is more advanced than ever. We have AI scanning X-rays with superhuman speed, robots performing surgery with sub-millimeter precision. We can edit genes, design drugs for individuals, and print living tissue. But some of the most powerful tools are still the simplest: rest, nutrition, touch, hope, and time. Medicine is high-tech, yes, but healing is still deeply human. So what is sickness, really? A flaw in biology? A warning sign? A doorway to something deeper? Illness forces us to pause, to listen, to care, to change. It reminds us that we're not machines. We're living systems, delicate, resilient, mysterious. And we're all connected, because when one person heals, we all heal a little. Tonight, you've journeyed through thousands of years, from whispered prayers in candlelit temples to lasers in sterile operating rooms, from herbal poultices to personalized gene therapy. And through it all, the human desire to heal and to be healed has stayed the same. If this story brought you comfort, curiosity, or calm, please consider subscribing to Naptime Theories for more peaceful explorations of science, history, and wonder. Leave a comment and let me know where you're listening from and what time it is there. It's always heartwarming to imagine minds around the world relaxing together. Thank you for being here, and until next time, wishing you a restful night and a healthy tomorrow.